welcome to our Gig Masters 20 Questions Answered webinar. I'm Annie and
This is Gus.
we'll be hosting today's webinar. These are our characteristics that you can see under the About Us section of the Gig Masters website. So you'll see Gus and I represented here.
Yeah, I look like Andre Agassi, but I don't play tennis, unfortunately.
So our account services team consists of about 9 representatives. So likely, if you've called or emailed us, you've spoken or been in email communication with one of us. So we're very friendly, and we'd love to help with any questions you have throughout the course of your membership.
All right, so let's kick it off with some commonly asked profile questions from our members. One would be how to go about changing the travel distance and location. So the way to go about this is to make sure you're logged into your Gig Masters account. You want to click on the Profile tab, and then you want to click on the Edit button that's going to be located next to Profile Details. This will direct you to a page that will display the city, state, and the zip code, as well as the travel distance. So you could change that location, and you could set your radius to whatever your preference would be. You just want to make sure you click on the Update button at the bottom of this page to save any changes that you make.
Yeah, so it is important to make sure that you are customizing your account as much as possible with our different membership levels, like our basic, our professional, and our gold. The caps are 100 miles, 500 miles, and 3,000 miles. So if you're finding that you're receiving leads from too far away, you might want to jump into that profile details section and customize your travel radius to fit your needs. Here's a great example. Gus, do you want to explain what the picture is showing here?
Sure, so if you could see here on the screen, you'll see Denver from Telluride is about 330 miles. But if you notice on the following shot here, we have it calculated as 197 miles because Gig Masters uses As the Crow Flies, which will take a straight line from 2 points. And the reason that we do this is because it allows our members to receive more leads within their travel radius. But we always highly recommend mapping the true distance from your location to the client's location of the event or the venue, just so you know exactly how much time it's going to take you to get there so you could plan accordingly.
We highly suggest adding videos to your profile. We found that vendors with videos are 4 times more likely to get booked when you have a video. Right now, we don't have the ability to link directly to your YouTube videos from your Gig Masters profile, but that should not stop you. We do have an option for you to email us over your YouTube file or the URL to that YouTube link. So if you copy and paste your URL to info@gigmasters.com along with your member ID and the title that you'd like the video to be listed under, we can certainly upload that for you. It can take a day or two to get it on there, but we'd be happy to convert that for you. And let's not stop at videos. If you're having any trouble uploading information to your website, like pictures, videos, audio samples, or even information to your bio section, if you wanted to shoot us over an email, we'd be happy to do whatever we can to make sure it's on your profile for you. Yeah, and this page shows some great examples of videos that could be on there. So say you're not necessarily a musician, so you don't have any recordings of you performing live, you may want to upload a video testimonial of clients reviewing your services. That could be a very powerful tool in helping clients make their decision. Seeing smiling clients talk about how wonderful you were and how they'll never forget how you were at their event and did a great job.
So another commonly asked question by our members is how do they go about updating their credit card and banking information? The way to go about doing this is to click on the Account tab when you're logged into your account, and then you want to click on the Edit link next to Billing Information. The following page will display the credit card information at the top. If you do want to update the card on file, you want to select the option that says Via New Credit/Debit Card. What will happen is you'll see a little pop-down appear with a field for the credit card number, which can be entered in all together, no spacing in between the numbers, as well as the expiration month and the expiration year. And then once you fill that out, you want to click that Save button that you see there on the left. That will save the credit card on file. If you do want to update any bank account information, you just want to scroll down a little bit more on this page and want to make sure that that checkbox is checked, authorizing online payments from clients. Now you'll have the option to accept either deposits or both deposits and balances. We do recommend accepting both, but it's really your personal preference in regards to how you want to accept payment from the client. You can have a deposit through Gig Masters and then be paid directly at the event or beforehand if you'd like. Or even if you are opted into both, you can still accept direct payment from the client. It's really up to the agreement that the two of you come upon.
Looking at the profile page, As a member, you commonly flip between your member control panel and looking at your profile. So a lot of times you'll flip back and forth, and as you make changes, sometimes you won't see the change translate to your profile immediately. However, it's showing on the back end, and you wonder why that's not updated yet. Some changes, like uploading videos, they can take a few moments to register the change and appear correctly on your profile page, but sometimes it can actually be your browser holding onto cookies and restricting you from seeing the most up-to-date version of your profile page.
Cookie!
So we have the Cookie Monster here. They are really a monster, and they don't show you exactly what you're supposed to be seeing on your page. So sometimes it's just a matter of clearing the cookies on your browser to make sure that, say, your profile picture is updated the way that you'd like it to be.
Thanks, Andy. That was very delightful and informative too.
You're a great Cookie Monster.
I appreciate it. So now we're going to move over to the leads and bookings portion of the commonly asked questions. Another question that is commonly asked by our members will be, when they're submitting a quote, should they request a deposit from the client? We always strongly recommend and highly suggest this, from GigMaster's end, because it's going to allow you to have that security of knowing that this client is committing to your services and having you booked and having you at their event. So that way you know that when they're submitting that payment, you have that as compensation. Should anything happen, should the booking fall through or the client cancel on you for whatever reason, at least you have some compensation for your time, your efforts, and the services that you were putting forth. But the way to go about asking for a deposit is on the response form here to a client's request. You can fill in your rate, and it's going to ask you for a deposit amount. You could designate that right in there, and also, if you wanted to, you could set a deposit due date, so that way you can let the client know that in order to officially secure the booking and the date with you, it has to be made by this particular date. And you also see here that it lists non-refundable or refundable options. Now, we always recommend setting it to non-refundable, just as I mentioned, in case something were to happen and the booking falls through or the client cancels, you do have that compensation. If you do set a refundable date, what will happen is when the client makes the payment, you won't be able to redeem that payment until that date has passed. It's actually going to be available the very next day. Andy, would you like to discuss the booking fee?
Sure. Well, GigMaster's booking fee is 5% or a minimum of $20. This booking fee is due at the time of booking, so an invoice will be created as soon as the Book Now button is pressed. If you were looking to add the booking fee into your rate, you're going to want to make sure that you include that in your original quote. On the quote page, it does calculate what the booking fee would be, so you are welcome to add that to your performance rate or even add it to the travel and lodging fee section.
Another commonly asked question is, can a member follow up with a client directly? Sometimes they're not sure if this is proper protocol or if it's allowed, but we do stress that following up with a client is one of the most key things that you can do in regards to getting yourself booked for an event. Anytime you respond to their request with a yes reply, their phone number and email address will be released to you, and it's going to be located in the inbox of your leads. It's going to display all the client's information, which would be phone number, email address, as well as their full name. But we always recommend following up with them directly because we see statistically that the early bird does get the gig. 1 out of 3 bookings will go to the person that reaches out to the client initially. So we just can't stress that enough. We do recommend following up within 24 hours of submitting your price quote, but please keep in mind the time of day that you'd be reaching out to the client. Also, some may be at work during the course of the day, so they may not be able to respond. But if you do have any difficulty reaching a client, definitely reach out to GigMasters by phone or by email and provide us with the gig ID number, and we can reach out to that client on your behalf and request that they contact you.
So who is responsible for confirming a booking once you and the client have come to an agreement? So you certainly can book yourself. It is the member or the vendor's responsibility on GigMasters to make sure that all GigMasters clients who found you through GigMasters are officially booked through GigMasters. So there are a number of ways that you can go about confirming a booking and even verifying, giving us a call to see if that client had come through GigMasters. We're always happy to look that up for you. So with confirming a booking, you can do so right through your member control panel or by calling us or emailing us. And clients, they do also have a client control panel, similar to your member control panel. So they have a Book Now button, and they are also welcome to call us or email us to book. There are a number of important reasons for booking through GigMasters. You're going to want to make sure that you confirm it to receive booking dollars. The more bookings you have through GigMasters, the higher you appear. It allows you to generate a contract for a client once the booking is confirmed. You can also accept online payments and deposits. So as we were going through earlier, with the billing page, as long as you accept online payments, once the booking is confirmed, the client can pay you a deposit or balance through GigMasters. After the event takes place, they could post a review for you, and at the end of the booking, they know that the client is covered by our GigMasters buyer protection, which guarantees all bookings made through our website. GigMasters, we are also a mobile-friendly website. So if you aren't by a computer or available to reach us by phone, you can pull out your mobile device and book right through your mobile device.
Okay, so let's see. Moving forward, so a lot of questions that we receive from members are, after they talk to the client and the booking has been confirmed, can they update any of the booking details? And this would be related to, say, the date has been changed, or the start time, or the duration, or the rate. So once a booking is in place and it's been officially recorded and confirmed, all changes are to be made on GigMasters' end. So what we do in this situation is we just obtain the gig ID number from the performer or the vendor. We'll reach out to the client and just ask them to confirm these details so we can go ahead and update the booking accordingly. Another commonly asked question would be how to go about redeeming online payments. So when a client makes a payment to you, you'll receive an email notification from us, and the email itself will contain a button there that you can click on to go about redeeming the payment. If you click on it, it'll direct you to the page where it'll display your bank account information, and it'll just give you the option to click another button to officially begin the depositing process. That process takes about 4 to 6 business days to hit your bank account. But I do want to stress that whenever you click on this button, before actually redeeming the funds, just please give your bank account information, a little glance over just to make sure it's correct. Or if you recently had updated it, you can go back and change it just to make sure that it's going to deposit into the right account.
Then you'll be rolling in the dough. Alrighty, so why isn't the deposit collected at the time of booking? So the reason for that is that online payments through GigMasters are purely optional. As we mentioned, you don't have to put in your bank account information online. Of course, it is a convenient option, but not all of our members opt to do that. So if you do want to deposit and you indicate that you'd like it at the time of booking, the best thing to do would be to do what we discussed earlier, is to set a deposit due date and to talk to the client before they decide to book, or even in the personal message to the client in your quote page, just say, I'd love to perform for you. If you decide to book, please be sure to put your deposit down as soon as possible to be sure that I could save this date for you.
Absolutely. And another question that we receive quite often would be, can a review be transferred from one account to the other for our members that have multiple accounts? The answer to this question is actually they cannot. And the reason is because every account is treated individually and separately, so all the booking history and all the reviews are going to be associated with the account that it was booked through. However, there is a way to link up the profiles themselves. So if, say, you're a DJ that also has a photo booth service and you kind of wanted to relay that to a client that's viewing one of your profiles, the way to go about doing so would be to go to the Profile tab, and then you want to click on the Edit button next to Related Profiles. It's going to be the last button under Additional Features. This will direct you to a page where you could type in the name of your other profile, and it'll allow you to link it up. So that way, when somebody is viewing one of your profiles, they will see the Related Profiles link under the About section, and then they could easily click on it to see the other information listed there, especially if the other account happens to be the one that has the booking history and reviews. What should a member do if a client wants to cancel an event? We do see that unfortunate circumstances may occur and unforeseen things take place where an event has to be canceled. So what we do in this situation is, just like confirming the other changes to a booking, is we would just take down the gig ID and follow up with that client and just confirm that the booking has been canceled as well. That way we could officially unbook it and then refund the booking fee to the performer or the vendor accordingly. Now, if there were any deposit payments that had taken place and you had set them to non-refundable, they would be yours to keep. In a situation where a client would be canceling on you. But if you did personally want to refund it, you could let GigMasters know. We could facilitate that process as well, and then we would just be able to ask you to return to us if you had already redeemed it.
So, what does Gigmasters do to protect our vendors from event cancellations? We do talk a lot about our buyer protection, but we want to know that that applies to you as vendors as well. We have your back 100%. So, with Gigmasters, as we mentioned earlier, you can accept online deposit payments through Gigmasters that we highly suggest being listed as non-refundable. So in the case that a client cancels on you, whether it's a month before or 24 hours before, that you get to keep those payments and that they will not be refunded to the client. We also provide our contracts to our vendors, and in the contracts you can state dates on there, and if a client cancels past a certain date, they would still be responsible for the balance payment to you. We do want to let you know that we stand behind you, and we want to make sure that you are covered as well by our buyer protection.
And I'd just like to add that our contracts are completely optional. They're not required, they're not mandatory. It's more or less a convenience factor for our members, but you are welcome to use your own personal contract, if you prefer or if you already do. But again, you could always generate one through Gigmasters as long as the booking itself has been officially recorded. So how do you go about boosting your profile? Well, there's one way that you could do that, and that would be rising in the search results, which would involve confirming every booking that you're hired for through Gigmasters. You just want to make sure that it's officially recorded in your account because it will give you the official credit for it and allow you to rise in the search results when clients are doing a search. And the way to go about doing that is to make sure that you are in the primary category and the location that you would prefer yourself to be in, especially if that's the area where you'd like to see yourself rise. Our search results are calculated by these three factors, which include that primary category, the location, which would be the city that you're listed out of, and the booking dollars, which is revenue that's been earned through Gigmasters bookings in the most recent 6 months. You can take a look at this information. It's going to be located under the Tools tab in your account. It'll be in the Search Results Analyzer, and it's going to allow you to see where you place in your city, in your category, along with other competitors, other vendors and performers. For example, on this page here, you'll see DJ Awesome out of Homer, Alaska is listed as an event DJ. If you do a search for event DJ in Homer, Alaska, you see that he appears first because that's his primary category and city, and he's earned more booking dollars than anybody else in that primary category and city. So this is a great tool just to see, where you're placing in the search results along with everybody else. You could also do a search for the other categories that you're in on the left-hand side there, and also for different cities that you would capture within your travel radius. And again, this is under the Tools tab. It's the Search Results Analyzer, which is the second view link under the top of the page. So here's a question that's really commonly asked by new members, especially. Can they get reviewed for gigs that they've booked on their own? You actually can, because you can add this booking through your Gigmasters account on behalf of that client. It's called a performer-initiated booking, which we call PIBs for short. The way to go about adding one of these is to click on the Gig Calendar tab, and then on the link there that says Add Gigs/Blackout Dates. This will pop up a little menu with 3 options, and you want to make sure that you select the first one that says I'd like to initiate a Gigmasters booking, and then click Continue. It's going to direct you to a page. It'll say Initiate a Booking. It'll ask you to put in the client's contact information, your rate, and the details of the event as well. And at the bottom, it will allow you to confirm that booking and then pay the booking fee. And then once that process has been completed, it automatically gets added to your profile in the calendar section as an official Gigmasters booking, which you can see here designated in the circle with the star. That'll designate that it's been Gigmasters verified booking, whereas the other one that's circled there, which is like a little calendar icon, designates that it's a private booking, something that you've added as like a simple calendar entry, which you can add and we recommend adding because it's great to show clients that you've been booked on a regular basis and performing consistently, especially if you have any public events or allow somebody to come and see you in person. It's great to list that as well. But again, it's going to count as a official Gigmasters booking if you add one of these for a client, which gives them the opportunity to also submit payment to you, because what we will do is email them their set of login information. So if you do want them to make the deposit and balance payment through Gigmasters, they could log right in and do that. And then after the event, we will contact them just as we do any client and request that they leave a review for your service and your performance at their event. One of our recently added services that is available for our members is applying for a background check, and Andy will go into this in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, so background checks are available. We've partnered with Sterling Backcheck. They're available for all solo performers. This is very handy for people who are already interested in background checks. You can now do it through GigMasters.
Yeah, and we do want to stress that background checks are completely optional. GigMasters does not require them. We don't want anybody to feel pressured, that they have to obtain one. You can research a little bit more on it on our website in our help center. So let's see, why can't GigMasters accept payments over the phone? Well, the reason that we don't take payments over the phone is because our phone calls, our lines are recorded, so we would never want to jeopardize anyone's credit card information or bank account information that's being read over the phone. So we do this strictly for our member security and our client security. But there are a couple of different ways that we could assist you in making a payment. One would be actually to invoice a credit card that you already have on file without actually having you read any information to us. So that would be one way to go about it. Another way would be to help you log into your account if you're having difficulty with it or just not sure where to make the payment. We could direct you to the proper page.
So featured profiles are an option that we allow you to opt into. This again is also optional. What featured profiles are an extra listing that appears at the top of the search results page for a given city and state. On this page, you'll see search results for Chicago cover bands. And right now, there are 3 featured profiles on this page. And those are indicated in the smaller 3 boxes towards the top of the page. You'll notice that the thumbnail picture is there, any star ratings, and any number of verified bookings. Right below those featured profiles is where the organic search results begin. Josh and the Empty Pockets is the #1 search result for that area, meaning that they are the #1 for their location, category, and booking dollars. You may be interested in these for areas where you show up lower on the page. All of our featured profiles do vary in terms of rates. The factors that go into our featured profiles are the category that you're looking to list under, the city, state, and the duration of the featured profile. So if you are interested in creating a featured profile on GigMasters, what you're going to want to do is hop back into your profile tab, go down to the first option under additional features, and hit on that edit button. Here you'll see a great featured profile calculator. You'll notice at the very top, the default duration is 3 months, but you can change that anywhere from 1 month to 12 months. If you want to try it out for something shorter, you can certainly change that. You could throw in your location and your category. Please note that these do not have to be your primary location or your primary category. It can again be somewhere where you're looking to list out of. So say you are a band in New York, but you opted to do our basic membership because you don't want to travel too much. But hey, if you'd like, maybe you want to get some more leads in the Telluride, Colorado area. Although it's out of your travel location or your travel radius, you can still create a featured profile there. And we do have bulk discounts available for those. We also have tracking information available for your featured profiles, and we commonly have some discounts that maybe you'll see a surprise at the end of the webinar. So, here we go. How do I apply a coupon for my membership upgrade or featured profile? So on majority of our payment pages, not on client payment pages, but on membership upgrade and featured profile pages, there will always be a box that will allow you to enter in a coupon code. So those are frequently towards the bottom of the page. So if you notice that the rates aren't discounted and you don't know what's up, you've got a 20% discount, it's not showing, you're going to want to make sure that you actually type in the coupon code into the coupon code area and hit the apply coupon to show the discount. Speaking of discounts, Gus, do you want to unveil our surprise today?
Yeah, that was a nice segue and a great lead-in. So as Annie was just mentioning with discounts, for participating in the webinar today, we are offering a 20% discount on upgrades and any featured profile purchases with that coupon code that you see on the screen, webinar20. Just make sure that you type it into the coupon code field and then hit apply coupon. It'll take off the percentage. But again, we do want to stress to click the apply coupon button in order for the percentage itself to officially be taken off. The way to go about upgrading would be to log into your account. Right on the dashboard, you will see an Upgrade Now button. That'll direct you to our memberships page where you can select which membership you'd like to upgrade to. Annie, do we have a mobile app I hear?
We do, but do we have it for Android?
Yes, we actually do. We recently did add the mobile app for GigMasters on Android. We initially had launched it for iOS, but now it is available on both platforms. So anyone interested in downloading the app, you could either visit the Google Play Store or the App Store and go ahead and download it. That way you can respond to clients and their requests, in real time.
Yeah, there's push notifications on the app, so even if you have text message leads, you can also opt into push notifications and alerted as soon as those leads come through. Just staying on this page, this is our Inside the Gig blog. This blog is full of tips and tricks on how to be successful and make the most of your Gig Masters membership. You'll see we have gig tips, we have member testimonials, we have benefits, we have videos, we have trends and buzz. We also have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Gus isn't on Facebook, so you won't see him on this page.
Nope, I'm very private.
But if you go to Facebook and type in Inside the Gig, you'll come across our Gig Masters group. So this is full of real Gig Masters vendors who offer some great advice, talk about past events. They really support each other. Gig Masters also monitors his page, chimes in, gives advice. Make sure if it's an issue, you contact our account services team. But this is a great way to network with other vendors and talk about what they do on Gig Masters, what you do on Gig Masters, and what can be improved.
Yeah, so definitely like us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up. You could also tweet at us if you are on Twitter. You can see our Twitter page here.
Yeah, we do have a few Gig Masters official Twitter pages, so this handle is the Inside the Gig Gig Masters page, so please feel free to follow any of our Gig Masters pages. We'd love to hear from you. We'll definitely give you a shout back. So right now we're going to open it up to some more questions, so please feel free to stick with us. If not, we just want to thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to start off here. Gus, do you want to read off one of the questions that you see here?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. So we have a question from Barbara asking, if you are in two categories, do you need to pay Gig Masters twice?
Well, that is a great question, Barbara. So that depends on what those categories are. So with the basic membership, you can list under 6 categories. With the professional membership, you can list under 12. And with the gold membership, you can list under 18 categories. As long as all of those categories are under the same membership type, you can list in multiple categories under one profile. So say you're a band, you can list under dance band, cover band, variety band, country band, all under one profile. However, if you're a band and a solo artist, those would fall under 2 membership types. So unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to list as both a solo guitarist and a cover band. And we do understand, that some of our vendors are multi-talented. So all the time we do offer 50% off additional profiles on Gig Masters. So if you jump into your dashboard tab of your member control panel, you'll always see that option to add an additional profile at 50% off, and you'll get 50% off all of those future renewals for the additional account, assuming the original account is still open.
Sure, we have another great question here from Steve. He's asking, he's still not sure how to get reviews posted on Gig Masters for gigs that were not booked through Gig Masters. So sure, Steve, this is a great question. The way to go about this is officially adding the booking through Gig Masters. There would not be a way for a private direct client to just simply add a review for you. It would have to be for a booking that was officially confirmed, through Gig Masters. So the way to go about doing this would be to click on the Gig Calendar tab, and then you want to click on the link that would say Add Gig/Blackout Dates. Clicking that will give you the pop-up option with a menu of 3 choices. You want to select the first one that says I'd like to initiate a Gig Masters booking and click Continue.
One more note on that is we did talk earlier about following up with clients and the importance of that. So I would recommend, if you do have past testimonials or references, to have a document, like a Word document, on file that you can send over to the client after you submit a quote. Say, I apologize, you don't see any reviews on my Gig Masters profile. I want to let you know that I'm new to Gig Masters, but I'm not new to performing or providing my services. Please check out the attached document for my raving reviews and let me know if you have any questions. That's always a great thing to do and helpful to the client.
Absolutely. And we have another great question here from Robert asking that he recently needed event insurance because it was required by the venue. He's asking if we are considering offering that or do we not offer event insurance. Well, while Gig Masters doesn't offer the insurance directly, you can obtain liability insurance through your Gig Masters account. You could click on the Tools tab here, and you will see a link there below for event liability insurance. You could click on the View link right there, and it's going to direct you to the page where It gives you the opportunity to configure a quote with a company called the Event Helper. Their phone number will also be displayed there if you wanted to give them a call, just to discuss their services and their insurance, for your event in particular. But this is exactly where you can go and you could obtain it, get some more information on it or follow up with them directly.
Yeah, and they offer one-time event liability insurance, so it's a great option, if it's something that your client is demanding in order to perform at the event.
Okay, well, we have a question here from Alan asking, what does the customer see when they make a payment? Does it show that it was made to Gigmasters? Yes, when a client say they're logged into their account and they have booked you for the event, they will see a Pay Now button next to your name, and it'll direct them to a payment page where they can go ahead and make a deposit or a balance if it was for the balance payment. And once they make the payment, Gigmasters sends them an invoice receipt, for their records, just to confirm that it was made through Gigmasters. And that's sent shortly after they make that payment. But if for whatever reason they don't happen to receive it, they could give us a call and we could send them a manual receipt.
Alrighty.
Well, it seems like that concludes our questions and webinar for today, but I just wanted to thank everyone for joining and just let everyone know that any questions that they have or any assistance that they need, Gigmasters is always open, info@gigmasters.com. You can give us a call. Our number is 866-342-9794. If you happen to give us a call over the weekend, definitely leave a voicemail. We will have somebody get back to you. But we do have a great team here that's always available and always here to help, and assisting our members and our clients as well with any questions or assistance that they may need.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you again from everyone here at Gigmasters, and we hope you all have a very happy and healthy holiday season.
Yep, happy holidays.
Thanks so much for all your time today. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.